Hey, you guys, let's get into your energy read. Divine, what energies surround Pisces at this time? Okay. First coming out is roller coaster. So full of highs and lows, off and on again, hot and cold. So what I'm getting is an energy of you getting ready to enjoy yourself. I feel like you're about to have the time of your life, or you're about to go on the ride of your life. I don't feel like this is one of those situations where it's like an emotional roller coaster, or it's going to be high, it's going to be low, it's going to be up, it's going to be down. No, it feels like an energy of enjoyment as you would go to an amusement park. Divine, can you tell me more about this energy of roller coaster? Okay, so we have the cleanse coming out. So detox, ridding negativity, purification. So what I'm getting is with the cleanse coming out, just like I was saying about that emotional roller coaster, I feel like something is getting ready to switch. Something is getting ready to change. At one point in time, maybe you were on an emotional roller coaster, or maybe things were full of ups and downs, highs and lows. But this time in your life, I feel like things are going in reverse. It's going to be the total opposite of what was. So what I'm feeling is what was evil or what was bad is going to be turned around for your good. So at one point in time, you were not able to enjoy this. Every time you got on a ride, it was maybe too much for you. But I feel like with roller coaster and the cleanse coming out, I feel like you are about to enjoy the best parts of your life, and no negativity is going to be attached to that. Divine, what else with this energy here? And we have karmic, so third party relationships as well as lesson learned. Yeah, I feel like it's because you have removed yourself out of a karmic type of energy. I remember in a reading, I believe it was yesterday or the reading from the other day, I was talking about karmic clearing, and this isn't about anybody getting their karma. So for in this instance, it speaks more to karma being a lesson, not a get back or anything like that. This is all about you. And I feel like you've taken the time to assess every situation in your life and to get back on your good foot, to get back on, what would feel and appear is great for you in a way you would enjoy it, excuse me. So it also seems like you're once again clearing things. You're removing things out of your energy, but I also feel like you've learned the lesson. With recalling here at the bottom of the deck with memories, missing someone as well as reminiscing. I feel like you are going to recall those times maybe when you weren't able to do, but this is going to be a period and season in your life where things are getting ready to turn around. Okay, Divine, tell me more about this energy here. Okay. And we have TikTok. So deadline, procrastination, as well as too busy. So speaking on time, this is going to be a time where you're going to enjoy yourself. I'm hearing to everything there is a season. And I feel like, for a lot of people, what felt like summer to many other people felt like winter to you. And I feel like it's going to be the same in reverse for you. I feel like fall and winter is going to be a good time in your life. Maybe you weren't able to enjoy yourself this spring and summer, when the season was warm and hot, well, depending on the location that you live in. A lot of you all maybe live in like the Midwest, and, the seasons change every season. No season is just one consistent temperature or around the same temperature. But I feel like for you, fall and winter, or what would appear to be fall and winter, where everything slows down for a lot of other people, I feel like you are about to enjoy your life because you've been working very hard, and the work that you've been doing could definitely be clearing out those energies, healing yourself, doing what you need to do in order to prepare yourself for your future. Divine, what other energies are here in correlation to this? Okay. And we now have My Boo coming out. So official status, exclusive relationship, as well as seeing each other openly. Okay. There goes that new relationship again. Divine, tell me about My Boo. How does this play a part? And then we have this energy of love bombing. So overly attentive, showered with affection, as well as for personal gain. So what I'm feeling like, once again, like I was talking about that energy, from the reading from yesterday, with this particular energy, it feels more like a previous energy, especially with karmic being out here. Maybe there was somebody, that you call my boo, but with love bombing coming out, I feel like this is a returning energy that once again doesn't mean you any good. And I feel like it's because you've laid out your boundaries and you stood firm on which direction you were headed in. Maybe you told somebody you'll be moving on, but you won't be moving with them. And I also feel like, for some people, people can have their friends or their previous partners, become friends and y'all be cool. But I feel like there's always an underlying energy of reconciliation or something becoming more because of the history. For you, this is not going to be a thing. While somebody may have been your boo or your partner or whatever, the reason why they're coming back is not what it seems. There's some hidden intention. There's a hidden motive there. I feel like somebody's going to do the absolute most to try to make you seem like they don't want you, but they actually really do. So it's all a mask. So someone is going to play the field. Also, in turn with that emotional roller coaster, because I feel like this is also speaking of their energy. So with the cleanse coming out, I feel like you have removed yourself. It definitely feels like some type of spiritual awareness. This could be geared towards your intuition. But I feel like with this energy, this time around, you've learned the lesson. You understand very clearly which direction you need to go on, which rides you don't need to take. Because while you may still be in the amusement park, quote unquote, it feels like you're not there alone. You could be surrounded by many people. And this is just a metaphor. You're not in charge of who comes to the amusement park, but you are in charge of which rides you do get on. Divine, my boo, and love bombing. And then we have swept up. So head over heels, falling in love, intense emotions. And Divine, can I have one more for this energy before I say this? Okay. So we do have penny pinching. So financial struggle, saving up as well as budgeting. So I feel like while you could be maybe dating someone new, I feel like there may possibly be a financial struggle or something about it not being enough, and not the relationship in itself or even the person. It feels like something may be missing from a particular situation. And it's almost like somebody could be trying to make something work, but it feels like, once again, it feels like something is lacking. It feels like something is missing. Divine, can you tell me specifically about penny pinching? Because I feel like somebody is trying to impress you is what it's giving me. So energy of rebound, yeah. So flighty temporary option as well as unpredictable intentions. So what I feel like is somebody isn't measuring up, and this definitely feels like a return energy. If some of you all are dating somebody, it's just like I was saying a moment ago, something is missing, something is lacking, like it's there, but it's not quite there. It's like somebody else has something missing. And while you could have feelings or you could have some type of intention for this person, it just seems like something isn't matching up on their end. But there's also this energy of people wanting to revisit something, but it feels like something is simply just the same. With love bombing here, swept up, penny pinching as well as rebound, I feel like somebody could be in a financial struggle. Yeah, somebody that you dealt with previously could be in some form of a financial struggle, and it's almost like the tables have turned, in a way. You could have been in a relationship where maybe you've had enough, you didn't have enough to do like extra stuff, or you didn't have enough to, maybe go out on a lot of dates and things like that. And you can now be in a position where things are working out really good for you, where you are not in a financial struggle and you are lining yourself up with exactly what you want and what you want to see in a partner. And I don't feel like you want to settle, because this almost feels like an energy of settling, almost like you're going out into the world. And when you decide to go out into the world and get something new or do something new, it seems like somebody always wants to bounce back. But their energy still feels the same. It doesn't feel like much has changed on their end. And if something did change, it's not for the good. Because I feel like with this person's intention, they'll be coming back around because of what you have and what you could do for them. Divine, what other energies surround this reading? Yeah. Supersize me. Doing too much excessive overindulgence. Someone is greedy, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Somebody most certainly is greedy, and they feel like they're about to have their lucky break. Now, lucky break at the bottom of the deck. I feel like things are working out for you. I feel like things are good for you. This is a time in your life where you worked for this, and and it aligns with what you prayed for and your path. But it feels like somebody wants to take advantage of that. You know, this is just the type of person where maybe when they went to, and this is just the example that I'm getting, when they would go to order food, they would do only what they can afford. You know, they would get a regular hamburger, a single, a single patty, and they would get a regular fry. But it seems like with you, they want the large fry, they want the double stack, or they want the biggest, burger that they could get. They want the largest drink that they can get. Somebody's greedy. And I feel like they want to take advantage of you. Divine, tell me about Supersize Me. It's so funny. I talk about food, and then we have wine and dine. So courtship, consistently dating, and romance. What does that say? Romance and passion. Excuse me, I couldn't read it. So supersize me and wine and dine. It just feels like somebody wants to take advantage of that. And then we have cuffing season at the bottom of the deck. So this most certainly feels like somebody is playing the field right now, but they only playing the field for a temporary solution. It's almost like what do they call them? Hobosexual is what it's giving me. It's giving me a vibe of someone wanting to be locked and held down through the fall and winter. But when the warmer seasons come around, they want to play the field. This is giving me a very temporary option, because just as the rebound card says, it's giving me a very temporary option. And this is also giving me an energy of somebody who comes back at a specific time, especially if that resonates for you. Somebody always comes back at this time of the year when it starts to get a little cooler, and when there aren't many options out there, like when people are getting cuffed and people are dating. I mean, you have some people who are dating for real, true intention and true purposes, but for there to be a season for cuffing, like, yeah, it just feels like somebody wants to take advantage of you for now. And when it's all said and done, they will be ghosting. Divine, tell me more. Supersize me, wine and dine. We have spiritually woke, self-awareness, cutting through illusions, as well as detaching from ego. Something about you is extremely different. And once again, do I feel like you're falling prey to this? No, I do not feel like you will fall prey to this, but it doesn't change the fact that this is the energy that is out there. This is most certainly cuffing season, and I do feel like people will be coming around to take advantage of that. So there's a need to use your spirit of discernment to figure out if this is a place where you're going. And in no way is this me telling you all to doubt your intuition, because only you all will know that. And I would definitely say, take the message as it resonates, just as you should take anything, with a grain of salt. I don't want anyone to just start to make decisions or do anything just because this is me that is speaking on what's coming out. I feel like it's wise for you to use your own wherewithal, and then you also to use your own intuition to guide you through this. I'm going to speak on what's coming out, but what I speak about is not set in stone, especially if it doesn't resonate with you. Divine, can I have one more for this energy here? And there we have it. We have extra coming out. So dramatic, trying too hard, as well as started. I feel like this is somebody that you're going to see who is obvious. Like, it's going to be very obvious that this person is taking advantage of a situation, that they are not here for the right reasons, and that they have hidden motives and hidden intentions. So I feel like in this time where things seem to be working out for you. And no, I don't feel like this energy is just relative to Pisces. I feel like this energy is relative to anyone who has experienced this. I feel like it's just this way because I'm speaking to Pisces specifically, but I do feel like there is an energy of things are starting to work out good for you. You could be running into the opportunity of a lifetime, honestly. But I also feel like the divine, in some sense, is checking you to make sure you are ready for what you have. Because if you have anybody who is consistently bouncing back and who's doing whatever they want to get back in your good graces, I would say maybe some other boundaries need to be established, or this is something that you need to cut out as a whole. I don't know why people don't like to be direct with people and just let them know you don't want anything else to do with them. But maybe now is that time to let someone know that you are moving on to better in your life and they can no longer come with you. Okay? I feel like a lot of you all, despite what's going on with this world and what's going on in the economy, are about to experience breakthroughs. You're about to experience the breakthroughs of your life. With those breakthroughs are going to come people. You know, these people are some that you've dealt with previously. And I feel like there will be newer energies as well that's probably going to have those same energies as previous individuals that you have dealt with. If this is something you experiencing, I feel like this is something you also need clarity on. So check out our sponsor, Psychic Source. Use the link down below in the description box. Use my unique code JMarian, and if you're a new member, you can get up to 40 minutes of clarity and insight for only $19.80. That's clarity to understand who these people are. There's clarity to confirm your intuition and what you've been feeling and thinking. And you get to pick and choose what advisor you want in order to get that clarity from. If you're not satisfied with that information and the clarity and insight you receive, you can get your money back. So totally risk free for you. And I feel like you'll be satisfied all around, you know, whether you get the insight you need or whether you feel like it didn't quite measure up. Okay. Those details down below in the description box. And now on to your reading. Divine, what message do you have for us concerning the energy? Okay. So we have the Three of Wands. Yeah, we had the Three of Wands. So this is most certainly giving me an energy of anticipation, an energy of someone possibly waiting on some sort of return, maybe waiting on you to return. You know, I feel like this is arrogant. And I feel like this is arrogant of someone to have such an expectation as this, especially when they haven't measured up. Divine, tell me more about this Three of Wands. Because somebody is expecting something that they shouldn't be getting. We have the Queen of Swords. Divine, tell me more about this Queen of Swords. Yeah, Six of Wands. So I feel like you are in a space where you have cut individuals off. For you, I do not feel like there will be any turns with the returns with the Ten of Cups. I feel like you are in the pursuit of happiness. You're in the pursuit of what works best for you. With the Six of Wands, your success or what's going on with you is going to be something that many different people could see. I feel like whether you directly let these people know this or not, I feel like people will be returning in some way, shape, form, or fashion because there's something that's resonating off of you that's letting these individuals know that you are experiencing a come up. This is something that they can possibly see on social media, especially if you're one of those individuals who post about their story and post about their lives. I feel like you have a few ghost followers. Most people call them monitoring spirits, but let them monitor. I feel like throw it in their face. Honestly, especially if you know that God truly has blessed you. If you are to boast on anything, they say boast on what the Lord has done, maybe boast on what God has done for you. And I feel like maybe people do need to see that so they can see that you are doing better in your life and that you don't want anything with them. The number 36 could also be very significant. You could be 36 years of age. 3-6 is significant as well, as in March 6th. Hey, birthday twins. So 3-6 could be very significant, whether it's just 3 and 6 or whether it's 36. Divine, tell me more about this Six of Wands energy concerning the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is very conflictual because like people don't know what to do, you know, about you. Because at one point in time, it feels like you weren't going to have much, that you weren't going to do much, that you weren't going to be much. I feel like people were totally wrong about you. I feel like you are in the space and time of your life where you're starting to see your hopes, your desires, your dreams come into fruition. If you're not at the point where you're actively already in it, I feel like this is an energy that you're getting ready to experience, especially if you know that you've been feeling like something is on the way, that something's getting ready to come back to you. You could be receiving your good portion of karma is also what I'm feeling, especially if that's something that you believe in. Divine, tell me about this Five of Wands specifically. What's conflictual here? Yeah, two of Pentacles. So it feels like a turning point. It almost feels not like a destiny swap. I wouldn't say that it's a destiny swap. I feel like at one point in time, just like I was talking about earlier, you could have been in a space in your life where you were able to do enough, you know, where you were able to just pay your bills, where you're able to just pay your rent and take care of the bare necessities. I feel like in this particular time with the Five of Wands, Six of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, there's a switch now. Like people are now starting to see you get your good portion, your good comeuppance. Because I feel like in a lot of situations where you possibly were done wrong, I feel like you kept your peace. I don't feel like you made a lot of noise. I feel like you use that energy, you alchemize that energy eventually. After you've healed, after you got over that, I feel like you alchemize that energy and you made good on it. I feel like with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like people are starting to see what that looks like. They're starting to see that turning point. They're starting to see a switch. Because with the Two of Pentacles also, that energy of juggling, where somebody would come around at a particular time or particular season and it never mattered what was going on, they would come back every year at the same time of the year. Maybe not the same day, but the same time of the year. This individual would come back around and they would use you. They would try to take advantage of you and you would let them in. I feel like you've learned your lesson from that. And now people are truly about to see what you're really made of. See the real person you are versus the person that used to be a people pleaser. Divine, tell me about this Two of Pentacles. Wow. And we have the Emperor. So they're truly about to see you. There's really about to be a turning point for a lot of you all. You're stepping into your beliefs. You're stepping into your power. And I feel like you are taking true ownership of who you are. You're not dialing yourself down for anybody. You're not dumbing yourself down for anybody else any longer. You are showing up as yourself, and yourself is remaining consistent with everybody. A no is a no for you, and a yes is a yes, but I'm more so hearing a no is a no for you. And I feel like this time around, somebody is about to be shut down in the worst way. You know, they're no longer about to take advantage of you because you've manifested into who you say you are. And who you say you are, you believe that 100%. Divine, last one for this energy here with the Emperor. With the Eight of Pentacles, you are who you say you are. And this is something that you've worked on. I feel like there's total understanding and, shall we say, total mastery of who you are as an individual, your expertise, what you can bring to the table. And I feel like what you can bring to the table is a whole lot more than what other people used to feel and think and believe for you. But what's more important is you believe this for yourself. Once again, with the Magician, you alchemized that energy and you made it work for you with the Eight of Pentacles, Emperor here as well. You are centered in your power, and this is something that people can see. This time around, you're standing on business, and I feel like people are about to see that side of you, and it's going to be very interesting when people realize they can no longer take advantage of you, that you're no longer as giving as you used to be to these people. You're giving to spaces that need it and spaces that require that from you. But as far as you giving to people who feel like who feel like you owe them something, Divine, why is this energy coming out? We have the Judgment here. I can't because they naked. We have the Judgment here. Judgment is a sense of karma. Judgment is also a reawakening, a rebirth. You awakening to who you truly are as a person. We have the Eight of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. So positive movement forward. 88 could be significant. Okay. Pretty good. Judgment, Divine. What's the Judgment here? And we have the Four of Cups. So what I'm hearing is what used to please you or what used to give you a rise no longer gives you a rise. I feel like you are over the mundane. You're over redundant and repetitive cycles. I feel like you are also over previous energies and previous people that you used to deal with that have not established any change. It's almost like somebody could come to you and say that they've changed, but there's always evidence of that. I'm also hearing try the spirit by the spirit. So this is something that you see beneath the surface. You see beneath what people are presenting out in the forefront. You know, I feel like you're also going to have a lot of people who are going to be saying to you that they're doing great and they're doing good. No, they're not. And that doesn't mean that they're doing terrible, but they're not doing great and good, especially not as they used to be. If you had individuals who used to like gloat in your face or used to try to throw accomplishments in your face, but who did it very passively, but you can feel that energy radiating off of them, almost as if they wanted to appear better than people, but more so appear better than you, regardless of what your accolades are and you know how you've established yourself. But it's also something here about morals, morals being more important than people's degrees, than their accomplishments and things like that. Because once again, you can have the whole world in your hand. If you're a shitty person, it does not mean anything, because more often than not, people don't really like you. They don't like you. Divine, the Judgment, and the Four of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles. There's something about you being very solid, you being very stable at this time. And a lot of that has nothing to do with money. Like, I feel like the money is going to come if it hasn't already. But it's more so about you establishing yourself as an honest, upright individual, one who isn't out in the world causing hurt, harm, and pain to individuals or gloating on your accomplishments. I feel like if you do, once again, if you do gloat on anything, it's what God has done for you. I don't feel like you are the type of individual who will take God's credit. And that's a lot about this as well. A lot of people, when they pray to make it through these programs. They pray for degrees. They pray for all of these things. And when they do obtain these degrees, they don't give credit. They don't give credit where it's supposed to be due. They take advantage of it. It's the I. It becomes the I show. I accomplished this. I did it. And it's like, do you remember where the help came from in order for you to do that? Divine, tell me about the King of Pentacles here, with the Queen of Cups. I feel like you are a very humble individual. And just like I was saying, about giving God, that credit, I feel like you do that with the Queen of Cups. I feel like you honor, you're very nurturing, you listen, you take advice well. I feel like you were guided in this particular time in your life, and that has a lot to do with it as well. You are a very guided individual, very spiritual. There's a very spiritual quality here. There's a humility to you. I feel like you've been in spaces where you've lost everything and you had to rebuild yourself back up, because that's also what this is giving, reestablishing yourself and building yourself back from the ground up. You are the type of individual who also could have lost everything, but where you are now, and when you look back on your life, I feel like you give all honor, you give praise, you give respect where it is due, you know? And then we have the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like also that's the reason why, what I'm hearing is, I feel like that's the reason why in this season you are being blessed. You are being gifted with the desires of your heart. Divine Queen of Cups here. We have the Seven of Swords, and there we go. Divine, why the Seven of Swords here? Page of Pentacles. So what this is giving me is offers that have hidden intentions or hidden motives. I feel like somebody could be presenting things to you to get back in your good graces. Seven of Swords, definitely hidden intentions there with the Page of Pentacles. This could be letters. This could be messages. Somebody could be sending you fake messages to, send some sort of apology, but they don't really want to apologize. They're only doing it to get back in your good graces because you're in this very positive light. You're in this positive energy. And I feel like when people look at the countenance of your face, this is something that they can see. You no longer look the same. Like, I feel like when you come around people barely recognize you. And the only reason why they recognize you now is because there are remnants of, what you used to be. But these remnants that you possess don't affect you, because I feel like it's only about physicality. Divine, tell me more about the Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. And then we have the High Priestess. Yes. So somebody has secrets, somebody has hidden intentions, hidden motives. But I feel like this is something that you are aware of. While this person may, be in this hidden type of energy, I don't feel like they know what you possess. The Queen of Cups is here as well. You're a very intuitive individual. And I do feel like you could be getting downloads about this individual and their deception and possibly the reason why they want to be back in your good graces, the reason why they want to come back around for you. I feel like this is going to be a period and season in your life where, once again, things are about to start folding for you. Things are about to unravel for you. You're about to get things that you've asked for, things that you desired. And I feel like for a lot of you, the test is going to be the bounce back, is going to be the rebounds, the people who are going to come back in your life to see if you are going to share with these individuals something you're not supposed to be sharing with them. I feel like you were separated for a very specific reason. And that specific reason was to humble your enemies, to honestly, to be a lesson to other people that you just can't go on in life treating people any old kind of way and thinking you can come back when you want to come back. It doesn't work that way. Like, people have taken advantage of you, and I feel like this is the season in your life where the divine wants to know, have you learned this lesson yet? Have you learned to give to what you need to give to, but also don't be no fool, especially when you know better and you can literally feel the intention seeping and resonating off of these individuals, because you know what they want. But overall, you're in a season in your life where I feel like you are about to be blessed. Whatever those blessings look like for you, that's your secret. That's private for you and the divine. But either way it goes, you're about to be in that season of your life. But the message here is to watch out for those individuals who choose to bounce back with no good play. Okay? Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, those details can be found down below in the description box. And that does include our sponsor, Psychic Source, because what are these people up to and what are they doing? Get clarity on that by checking the link down below in the description box. And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day, and I'll see you on the network. Bye, guys.